Welcome to another episode of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. In our first clip today, we head to Swakopmund, where Leandrea Louw spoke to the Amphibian Namibian disabled athlete Gideon Nasilowski.
Windhoek-born disabled athlete Gideon Nasilowski, better known as the Amphibian Namibian, is a true inspiration in every sense of the word. This week on Brave Namibia, he tells us a bit about his background and his journey thus far.
Well, the Amphibian Namibian came when I participated at the World Championships in Canada. That was my first international championships, and I mean, it was just an absolute wonderful experience. And you know, being from Namibia, they had like this little bus that drove across the river for us to go to the championships, because it was on a little island close to Montreal. And the bus name was the Amphibian. And one of the reporters then thought, you know what, he loves the story of mine. I mean, this African coming from a desert country, and you know, they absolutely loved my spirit. So the guy then put the two names together, and it just worked perfectly, the Amphibian Namibian, and the name just stuck, you know, and it's now my alter ego. I'm the Amphibian Namibian.
Now, who is the Amphibian Namibian?
Well, the Amphibian Namibian is an absolute champion. You know, the Amphibian Namibian is a hardworking person. It's a guy that nobody, back in the day, nobody believed in. I was lacquer overweight, and I came with this story that I want to become an Olympian. I want to go to the Olympic Games, and people were just like, it's never going to happen, you're crazy. And I absolutely love that about people, that they don't believe, you know, and I just like to go and prove them wrong. I like to go show them, you know what, if you believe, and if you can really do your best, and especially if you build your foundation on God and you use your platform, there's absolutely nothing that you cannot do. I mean, in Philippians 4 verse 13, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And I just live by that, and I absolutely love it when people think that I can't do something, and that really fuels me. And well, the rest is history. Exactly. I am an Olympian for the rest of my life, no matter what happens.
Exactly. And no one can take that away from you.
Nobody can ever take that away from me. I can tell you that is absolutely hard work. It's a lot of dedication. It's persistence. But the reward, you know, when you stand there and you represent your country, you walk out on that deck, you know, it's just priceless. It was the most wonderful feeling I ever had in my life.
Now, the one thing, Gideon, that stood out for me from your story is the fact that many moons ago you were afraid of water, and now you're actually living in the water, basically.
I had an absolute fear of the water, especially the ocean. You couldn't get me anywhere near the ocean. You couldn't get me anywhere near a swimming pool. When I was a child, I almost drowned, twice. And, you know, I was absolutely afraid of the water. And I went to a school in South Africa, Kimberley School, and it was a school for people with disabilities. And the way they have just take that fear away from me, they took me in a little bit of a bath, and you know, they worked their way up, and they started coaching me to swim. And I actually got in South Africa Griqua clothes. You know, I got honorary clothes in Griqua. And it was just fantastic, you know, and I saw there for the first time, because as a child, you know, you don't understand it. As a person with a disability, it sometimes breaks your heart when you sit on the sidewalks and you see all the other kids, they are playing rugby, they are playing cricket, they are playing soccer, and you can't understand why the teacher is saying that you can't play. And it became like an obsession for me. I always wanted to be a sportsman. It was inside of me. There's a warrior inside of me, and I wanted it to come out. And finally God blessed me and said, you know what, you are a swimmer. And now I just want to swim everywhere I want to go. You know, I can swim for 10 kilometers rather than walk it.
Yes, exactly. We know. We know. That's why the name is so fitting. Now, Gideon, you made some big waves when you decided to participate in the Nedbank Desert Dash. Tell us a bit about the idea behind it. What went through your mind being on your tricycle in the middle of the desert?
Well, the idea was absolutely crazy, you know. It was one of those things that people again said, listen guys, you guys, I don't know what you are thinking about, but this is insane. And I can honestly say it was one of the toughest challenges that I've ever done in my life. The terrain is absolutely devastating, you know. There's some parts where you just think, what am I doing here? I mean, it's so hot. I'm here in the middle of the desert on a tricycle and I'm trying to do something. But what is important about the whole event is just to, you know, the inspiration that it brings to people. You know, there's so many people that don't believe in themselves. And I mean, it was absolutely for that reason that we had to do it, especially for people with disabilities. You know, we need to send out the message that we need it from both sides of life. You know, people with disabilities and also able bodies. Most of the time we like to say, yeah, but people are discriminating against us and all these things. But what have we done as people with disabilities? Did we go out? Did we try? Did we say we want to be involved? Because nobody said that I'm not allowed to do the Desert Dash. Nobody, they actually went out and accommodated me. They helped me, they supported me. And I mean, that's absolutely beautiful. The whole cycling community was, you know, just moved by this event because everybody knows that Desert Dash is not for sissies. And it was absolutely fantastic. Crossing that finish line, you know, it was almost close to being back at the Olympics. The feeling I had, you know, just crossing that finish line, it didn't mean anything in life as much as it did to me, just to show and to prove to people, you know what, if you want to go do something in life, you're going to find a way. But if you don't, you're going to find an excuse.
Definitely. No, it was my favorite moment at the 2020 Nedbank Desert Dash when you crossed it.
Across the line, the Fietsman is in the house. What a phenomenal way. Desert Dash. Careful. Sorry guys, we don't want to get anybody injured now. Dave Hammond, you legend. We have just a couple of minutes before we close down the finish line for the two-man teams. Well done, gents. Dave Hammond, you beauty.
This week. Now, Gideon, you tackled another challenge, the Robben Island swim. Please tell us about that.
Well, we did the Robben Island swim last year in November, and it's good you're interviewing me now a couple of months after that, because I was absolutely devastated and I didn't want to show my face anywhere in Namibia because, you know, I take this very personal. But at the end of the day, I couldn't do anything about the weather. I mean, the waves was big, the wind was strong, and it was just pushing me sideways. I continued for much more than I should have. And later on, it became too dangerous even for the crew, and the guys had to pull the plug, and we needed to say, you know what, we're not going to make it today. And it absolutely broke my heart because I've been training for so long and I've been giving so much of my time and my effort, and I was fit and I was ready to do this, and unfortunately it didn't happen. But that's life, you know. Sometimes you fall in life, you know, sometimes things are happening in life, you know. And I think, like, I had this message. I wanted to show the whole world that how big is God's name. I mean, it's not about the Amphibian Namibian, it's not about this and it's not about that, but it's about to show to people that, you know what, use your platform. I have a platform to use, and, you know, I'm chosen to be inspiration to the whole world. But sometimes we have a plan, and I wanted to send out a message. But you know what? God has a bigger message with this, because He wanted to show everybody, you know, that, yeah, sometimes you can fall, and sometimes the waves are too big in your life. Sometimes things are happening, like COVID, or all these things are happening, and you just want to give up, and you just want to say, you know what, it was too tough. The weather didn't play its part, and I'm going to give up. not me. I'm going to go out there in 8 weeks. I'm going to try it all over again, and I'm going to give it my all. And I want to show the whole world, you know what? It's about standing up, and it's about trying again, you know, because we can call it failure. We can say, I failed. Or I can say, you know what? I just gained some experience, you know. Like God even, Jesus even fell 3 times with the cross when he died for our sins, but he stood up 3 times and he went on. And that's about what life's all about. It's about keep on keeping on, you know. It's about the spirit. And that's beautiful about Namibians, because we are such a small country, but each and every Namibian has an amazing fighting spirit in them. I mean, we're not called Land of the Brave for nothing. I mean, our teams are not called the Brave Warriors for nothing, because we are a Namibian nation, a very proud nation, and a nation that can, you know, just fight a good fight. And in 8 weeks' time, I'm going to do it all over again, and I cannot wait. And this time, we're going to make it.
Awesome. Awesome. No, that's very exciting. Now, I want to ask you, Gideon, how big of a role does your faith play in your journey?
It plays a great role. It plays a great role in all of my life, because you know what? Today that I decided to give my life to the Lord, it just changed my life so dramatically. You know, it's just amazing to see that how positive your life can turn if you believe and if you give all that you can give to Him. Because at the end of the day, He gave us everything anyway. You know, like I've read a wonderful story the other day in the Bible. It was just so close to my heart to say. You know, in John chapter 9 verse 3, the Lord said him and his disciples were walking, and they came across this one man that was born blind. And his disciples asked him, Lord, so who sinned? Was it his parents that sinned, or was it him that sinned? So they saw it as a punishment, but it wasn't. The Lord said, Jesus said to them, neither, not his parents nor him, he sinned. But he's like that, so that the Lord's work can be seen through him. So Jesus then went out and he made the blind man see again. So if the blind man was not, if he wasn't blind, God couldn't perform that miracle. So he had a purpose, just as I have a purpose in life. I see my disability as a blessing, and I love my disability. I love having this wonderful thing that people call disabled, and they sometimes pity me and feel sorry for me, but they shouldn't, because I'm feeling sorry for them, because I'm living my best life. You know, I'm having such a great laugh in my life today, because there's so many doctors and so many specialists that told my mother throughout my life that, you know what, you're gonna look after this child for the rest of your life. This guy will never be able to live a normal life. And just look who's laughing now.
Exactly.
I'm having a good time. I'm enjoying my life to the fullest, you know, and there's just nothing going to hold me back. And I'm searching for that one thing that can still break me down. Robben Island tried. They won the first match, but I'm coming for the rematch. I'm coming to take my titles back.
Awesome. Now, Gideon, you're also a big advocate for when it comes to people with disabilities. Just tell us about where's your heart at when it comes to people with disabilities?
I have extreme passion for people with disabilities, because at the end of the day, what people don't realize is that people with disabilities are still people. And, you know, they still have the same desires, the same things that any other person wants in life. They want to be successful and so forth, but, you know, just getting out of bed in the morning is a challenge. I mean, the simplest things in life can be a challenge, and we need to, you know, understand these challenges. We need to help them, and we need to assist them. But again, like I said, it goes both ways. People with disabilities, it's time to stand up and claim your spot in this country, because same as I have the same opportunity today. I'm in a store. I have the opportunity to sit outside the store with my little bucky and I can beg. Or I can be in the store and manage the store. It's a choice. It's an attitude. It's something that you need to want. So don't always look for the begging hand. Start doing something. And you know what? If you go out there and you're going to really search and you're going to really put up your hand, I strongly believe that the Namibian people can provide you with an opportunity. And once a person with a disability has the opportunity to start providing for themselves, you are creating a monster, because that guy is going to work for you so badly. He's going to do anything he can just to do whatever he can to just improve your business. And by the same time, he's going to inspire your other colleagues around them to see, you know what, if this guy can do it, if this guy can work this hard, what is my excuse? So I strongly believe that people with disabilities can really change this country.
Exactly. And then just finally, Gideon, it's the start of the year, it's February. What message do you have for the Namibian people?
I will just say to the Namibian people, do not lose your faith. I mean, the COVID thing was really bad, but you know what? Again, it's our duty to pick ourselves up. We need to be positive. We need to look life in the eyes, and we need to just do whatever we can to be our best. And you know what? The rest will come. And at the end of the day, just leave all your problems. Give everything. Give it to God. He'll sort it out, and we'll be fine.
Thank you, Gideon.
Thank you so much.
Next, we head to Otjiwarongo, where Enzo Amuele caught up with Qondja Abber, better known as Yessir.
Hello Namibia, my name is Qondja, surname Abber. I go by the name of Yzer. I'm an artist based in Otjiwarongo and I'm 20 years old currently. My love for music has been there all my life, you know. I used to play football a lot, so when I'm busy in the pitch, you know, on the pitch, I'll just be having melodies in my head just to calm my nerves. So, but I used to fight the urge to do music, you know, because I was always like, no, I was gonna be a footballer one day. But then one day, last year COVID hit, and I had nothing to do. There was no football and there was nothing going on. So I just felt like, let me try music out, you know. But I always loved music, but like I realized that if I really go for this thing, it might work out for me. So I tried it and look where I am right now. So I feel like self-doubt, it was self-doubt as well, and insecurities that were playing a big part in me not starting music earlier. Because I had it, in school I had it, high school, if you ask any of my schoolmates, you know, I've always had it. During the soccer tours, I would be the main singer, you know, the lead singer when you're singing like, when you guys are pre-game singing, you know. So I just realized that let me try this out, man. And I reached out to the right people, and which is Carlito, why not? And he helped me, he guided me in terms of like what I really wanted. Because I knew how to sing and I knew how to make music, but I just didn't know what exactly I was trying to do, you know. What genre I was trying to go for, or anything like that, you know. So because I was more of like a hip-hop, you know, I loved hip-hop a lot. So, but you know, now I'm doing almost every genre, and hip-hop is included, but like, yeah. I'm a student at NAST, at Namibian University of Science and Technology. I started a year ago. It's quite tricky to balance music and studying, you know, because sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, it's been tricky, and you have bookings in another town, and you have a test to go right face-to-face at school, which is kind of, you know, they sometimes clash, but for most of the part, it didn't clash, and it worked out for me, and I'm doing well, you know. I'm in my second year right now, and I'm going for my third year, and I'm not a quitter. I'm gonna finish everything, you know. Yeah. My biggest highlights are after releasing my first single, which is called Rolls Royce, last year. I didn't really expect to get audience from the US, you know. That's one of the biggest highlights for me. I got audience from the US because and Arab people, they were in my DMs. So I was like shocked. I thought I was, imagine I'm from Otjiwarongo. Otjiwarongo is a small town, and reaching out to the world that quick on your first single is quite huge. And on my part, it was huge for me, you know. And the second highlight is making a song with Nokwazi a year in the music industry. That was huge for me. I've been listening to her music ever since, you know. We come from back in the days where she used to sing Sweetie, Sweetie, all those songs, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like that was my biggest highlight, making a song with Nokwazi, and which is a big success right now. Music video is coming out soon, by the way. Yeah. I'm gonna be straightforward with this. For me, as an artist, you can expect a major international features in the next coming year. You can expect a lot of music. You can expect a lot of good music, different genres. Because I don't limit myself. I'm a man of like, vibe. So for me, all I can say is you guys should stay on your toes. I'm gonna keep you guys on your toes. Actually, yeah. Um, the way in Ochi right now, I haven't been here for in Otjiwarongo. I haven't been here for almost a month, and during that month that I've been gone, a lot has changed. Music wise, because I've released 2 songs, one with Jericho and the other with Nokwazi, which is DJ Castro's. So a lot has changed during that time, and now that I'm back, I can see the change. A lot of people I see. Yesterday I was coming from the studio, and I'm walking in the streets, and you can see little kids recognizing you and calling you, and asking for pictures and stuff. So a lot has changed. It wasn't like this. So I feel like that's a good thing for me, because I feel like I'm inspiring the little kids, especially, because yeah, this where I want to start. I want to start at the root level. So that for me is huge in the Toronto right now. Yeah, my mom has always been supportive, man. But every mom has their doubt, when the child is about to go into that scary world, especially the music industry world, which is quite filthy. And she always showed me support and always told me, no, you just keep your head high, you know what I'm saying? And stay humble, remain on your feet. Because bro, you can only thrive if you stay humble. So she just gave me advice all the time, but she had her doubts here and there, telling me about school, how you balance school and blah. But I showed her that I'm gonna make it through. Every mom is gonna have that doubt, guys, but you guys should have that communication with your mom or your family members and stuff. But so far, my family has gave me support, and my friends and family gave me support. They gave me that boost, and they supported me. So yeah. I've been a GMP fan all my life. I'm not gonna lie, Gaza all the way. Because I've mostly listened to his music. I've only watched him since I was a kid. But now, as I started, like, I grew up now, and I still support him. But now I have a broader vision now that I'm in the industry now, and one of my inspirations, the biggest ones, was actually Wizkid, and now the current one is Blackie from SA, because he's my age, doing big things, so why not be inspired by another lad, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. If I had the option to choose between being a musician and what I'm studying right now, I won't even think twice. I'd be a musician all day, every day, because for me, I love doing music. What I'm studying right now, I don't really have much passion to it, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like I should just be blatantly honest. I don't really have much passion for it, but I am studying it, and I like it, I like it, but like I love music. It's different with music. For me, sitting in the studio, listening to beats or just listening to music in general, guys, it's a different feeling for me, and I just feel like there's no better feeling than that. Nothing can beat that. So for me, I would rather do what I love for the rest of my life. So yeah. I would love to work with a Nigerian-based producer named Zena. I feel like you guys will probably find his beats on YouTube. We've been in contact a few times, and he likes my stuff. So maybe we might work one day. I'm not gonna announce right now. I'll announce when it's confirmed. But yeah, Zena is number one for me. Actually, the advice I'll give to an upcoming artist in Namibia is, for me, I was lucky enough to have industry legends by my side. Like, let me say, guys who've been in the industry for a while, like DJ Castro, my manager, Carlito. Yeah, a lot of people helped me, like Carlo on the beat, all those people. So for me, I was lucky enough to have them by my side, so close, like my big brothers, which I still do have them now. And they guided me in such a way. They were like so strict on what I do on a daily basis. Like, it's not, you can't just go out anywhere and whatever you do it. So for me, it taught me a huge lesson that you can't just be doing whatever you want in the streets, because like you get a lot of people in the industry try to put dirt on your name or try to get features from you, and when you reject, they say no, you're acting Hollywood and whatever. But if you have a team behind you, a solid team behind you, get a solid team behind you for real, and just you guys have to build each other. People that care about you and really want to see you do good, and that's what I have. And that's why I think I'm good now in the industry. So I know I'm wise now. I'm streetwise, so I know how to move. It's not like back then. If I came in on my own, I'd be like a headless chicken, not know how to do. But now I had them behind me, so you should get a solid team and just stay humble. How I describe the Namibian industry right now, I would say we are definitely growing. I see us really growing. Like how in the past few months we've hit. Let me call on the likes of Ethnics. There's Musketeers, Asmo with Danko. There's now us. There's a whole lot of artists that are like, okay, the 100K barrier of views on YouTube is not a thing anymore in the Namibian industry, which is a good thing for us right now, because we are blowing it out of proportion now. We just going past it, and which is really good. I see us going in the right direction. I was in Johannesburg 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, and in the clubs, you'd pass by a club, just a random club, and you'd hear Namibian music playing in Johannesburg. So I feel like that's so, I don't even know how to say really, but like that's for me, it's huge for me, because we've been such an underground country in terms of the music industry. So now we're actually starting to see, YouTube is actually bringing out our music to the world, you know what I'm saying? And on TikTok as well, you see people from other countries using our sounds from Namibia in their TikToks. My song is in Arab countries being used for Rolls-Royce ads. So for me, I feel like the industry is growing, really. It's broadly growing. And also a big part of it is because of Amapiano as well. We got into the Amapiano genre thingy. So now it's like really starting to pop, and we're really starting to get recognized, and you get more SA artists trying to work with us, So we should strive for that in the Namibian music industry. This is your boy Yzer, and it was such an honor being on this platform, Brave Namibia. And I hope, to the young kids out there, I hope you guys listen to my story and are inspired, because we can all do it together. Let's go.